What's going on, guys? It is Madman Plant. We are in the house. That's right, baby. We are doing amazing things. One of the things that I'm excited about is my barbecue smoking smoke off. This is going to be amazing, which I actually, before I got on here, just had our volunteer meeting. 11 people have already signed up. And what's even better is we just had that meeting today and everybody's super excited. And I just can't believe that it's coming to a reality. Like, I have worked really hard to have this event. This is my third time trying to have it. And it's amazing. Like, I'm actually getting my event with my name on it to raise money for breast cancer awareness, domestic abuse, and suicide prevention. One of the things that I do love about what I do is the community aspect of changing lives, whether it's a 10-minute session here on social media or whether we're doing something more like having a 2-hour session, really diving down the fundamentals of what people are going through. And it brings me a lot of excitement to be able to do this because I love what I do. And when you love what you do, you get a lot farther. And with our amazing sponsors that help support us throughout this year, we're almost ranging down from 15 stops to single digits, and it's about to end, and we'll be have to be in Vegas again this year, and it is insane. Like, I'm just blown away because see, in 2022, I went to MJ BizCon for the very first time, not even knowing what it was because I was trying to meet Canatrol to do video production for them, which I did do, and we did their video for their website. And if you saw me at the convention or at any of their booths, those videos that play, they're mine. That's my production company that created that. And we went there, did 22 interviews, not only shot celebrities, including Raw, Soulfire, Exotic, and all these people for the very first time, but made the podcast essentially from them. Since then, in 2 years, have shot over 400 episodes. Not only shooting 400 episodes, but having 17 people emotionally break down on the podcast because our podcast is authentic, it's real, it's genuine, and it means something. And the biggest thing with life and everything is it has to have emotion. If we don't have value for what we do, why are we doing it? Why are we entering the arenas when there's nothing behind it? And that's my biggest thing is if we don't stand for something, we fall for anything. And the value that we have together is the fact that we can build. We can take an idea like I did in last October. And I said, man, I hate my life. I'm sick and tired of working for people that don't get me. I want to be on an airplane. I want to be traveling. I want to go to trade shows. I want to build my brand. I want to become more than I am. January came. My wife was like, you have no sponsorship. We don't have the money to be able to afford this out of pocket. How are you going to do this? By January 31st, I landed enough sponsorship that covered this entire year. And these brands and companies that have invested, like AC Infinity, Hygrozyme, all these other companies have not only paved the way, but they also help finance it. And that was amazing. And we already have a roadshow lined up for next year. I have a super huge announcement that I'm about to make. Let's just give you a little hint. I will be there in CA again, going out to Los Angeles. So I'll just put that out there. But we'll be in Arizona in February, gonna go out to see Gronomics and visit Little Witch's Garden Shop. You know, they're amazing people, and it's really just helped me propel myself. And what I'm trying to get across the table to you is not to come off like I'm bragging, is to come off as somebody who's always been the underdog. I've always been picked last. I've always been had my ideas kind of disregarded and shoved under the rug. In some aspects, I feel like I've been silenced. In some, very few aspects, never really being myself. And one thing that I've worked super hard on this year is learning to be uncomfortable. For instance, you can't see it right now, but my hair is neon pink. And I would have never done this 2 years ago. Never would have dyed my hair any color. But I got to a position where I felt like I was only plateauing so much, right? Like kind of like flatlining. And I wanted more. I wanted more excitement, more expression. So I started to do things that put me out there. Like, for instance, I now have pink shoes. I have pink gauges. And it's, it's not because I just wanted to choose the color pink. For me, pink was a color I would never have worn. But when I talk about breast cancer and domestic abuse, they're all different shades and variations. You add blue to pink and you got purple. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where what I'm standing for has also helped me want to represent those colors. And when we talk about breast cancer and domestic abuse and suicide awareness, I don't know if you saw my live, but this week's Suicide Awareness Month. Where's all the conversations about suicide? Where is it? I haven't seen any other influencers really talk about it. I've seen people mention it once or twice, but we have a huge problem in the world with people leaving this life. So whether it's cancer, whether it's suicide, whether it's disease, you know, our impact and how we leave the world is very impactful. And it even has tattooed on my arm that writing, and it says, every person you meet, every single one, is looking for their stories. There are no exceptions. You become a part of it by how you treat them. And I got this tattoo and I had it written like it was written on Sharpie, like somebody like was going to see me for the very last time. And they're like, I need you to remember this, write this down. It's so important. And I look at this every day on my arm. And then I also look at the Smoke Busters tattoo, which I now have. And I'm using these as physical metaphors and guidelines to how I rule and conduct my life. And it's changing. My influence is changing. My attitude's changing. My confidence is changing. All of this is changing just by being different, by taking a chance, by putting yourself out there in different ways. And that's what I want to experience you as. I'm not special. I don't have any special qualities. I'm not rich. I don't have any huge influence. I have 9,000 followers on social media, but I'm making waves. And what it proves is none of what we experience on the outside, like Diogenes, you can't see him. He's a Greek philosopher. And on my arm, he is holding a lantern, and then he's also holding a camera because I do video production and photography. But Diogenes was a cynic. He believed in cynicism, which is the belief that materialistic items like the physical world don't prove power and wealth and influence. What matters is inside. It's are you rich inside? Do you have everything that you think you need inside? And if you do, then you're able to move forward and see the bigger picture. The problem is, I think a lot of times in life, and even before I started doing a lot of acid and mushrooms, I used to be a very materialistic person. So everything that I had was designer. I had probably like 15 pairs of Oakleys. I had really nice watches. I had a lot of different stuff. But at the same time, I was also living off my father, which doesn't leave you much of a feeling when you look in the mirror realizing that you didn't actually work for any of this stuff. It was just given to you, which is not a great thing to have things given to you. It's better to work for them because the level of appreciation what you get is way different. Like, for instance, if you bought a $25 t-shirt, you'd probably hang it up. If somebody just gave you a t-shirt, couldn't possibly land on the floor and just sit on the floor. So it's about value and perception. And when we work towards something and we get something, it means more than just giving it to us. And that's one of the things that I've learned is the more I've invested in me, the more I feel like I've gotten out of life, especially in the last couple of years. Now I've always been like this because since 2013, I've been an entrepreneur, making my own money and, ruling my own business since then. But it's not about being an entrepreneur. What it is about having the faith and the belief that you can do what you want. Great point example. Like I said in the beginning of this conversation, this is my third attempt to have this event. I was actually told that I would never be able to have an event with my name on it. And now I am. So, and that was only 2 years ago. So what changes? You change and it will change. I guarantee you, if you start to change, whatever you experience in life is going to start to change too. But I can also guarantee you that if you don't change, I can also guarantee you what's going to happen to you as well. You know, they say you can tell, what is it called? You can tell the richness of a person by their set of goals. And this was said by Jim Rohn, not me. And what that means is if you're constantly pushing, if you're constantly seeking, if you're constantly involving yourself, immersing yourself, putting yourself out there, you will reap benefits in so many different ways that you don't even realize it's possible, whether it's spiritual, physical, mental, communicative, community based, whatever it may be, it will change. And I will tell you that a lot of times it is dancing in the dark. It's watching your friends who you thought were your friends turn their back on you. It's experiencing alienation. It's walking the lonely road. It's having people say all this shit about you, whether it's true or not true or gossip. It is a lonely road. And one thing that I've learned about in business and being an entrepreneur is the people you start out with aren't always the people you end up with. And I think that's the biggest lesson in life. We try to fit these people into our lives how we want them to fit. So, for example, Root Nerds, I'm going to use you. Let's say I want Root Nerds to be my best friend, and that's how I'm going to position them in my mind. Well, maybe he thinks that my socks smell, and he is not a big fan of me. Well, you can want somebody to be who you want them to serve in your life all you want, but in reality, they may not. And that's something that I think when we gear towards it's not, there's a book called not who, not how. And the concept of the book, it's not about how these things happen. It's about who, the people in our life that allow us to thrive, get to that next level. And that's why when I talk about the 3 cardinal rules of success, the very first one is if you walk into an environment where people do not respect you, they think you're stupid, they don't believe in what you're doing, they're only there for the limelight of it, you're going to fail. You need to surround yourself by people who are encouraging you on a daily basis, who are pushing you, helping that burn that fire. If you're dealing with somebody that just takes and takes and takes, and all they're doing is complaining about life, and they're just taking and poor woe's me, how far, if you and him were partners, do you think you'd make it in life? Not that far. But if you have somebody that says, it's okay, don't worry about stumbling, don't worry about the fall, keep going, dude, you got this, man, I don't give a shit, keep going, dude, how far do you think you're going to go? Probably a lot farther. This guy, Jeremy, said, dude, everyone is here for a reason. I think if you're one of the few that has figured it out, keep going and doing what you're doing, even if you don't want it's going to pay off big. Yeah, no, 100% right. And that's why that book is not how, it's who. Who in your life could take you to that next level? Who in your life could separate where you are today? And those people are those hardworking people in your lives. They're your moms, your dads, your brothers, your uncles, your friends, your mentors, your business coach, whatever. But if you walk into a room and they put you down, they think you're stupid, they don't get you. I think that's the biggest thing here is working with people that understand your platform and your vision. One thing I've learned through sponsorship throughout the years as somebody that's had a lot of companies invest in me is not everybody's morals and compass is going to be the same. And that's something that you have to realize is what you think is valuable may not be valuable to somebody else. Does that mean that what you're interested in have no more value? Not at all. No, that means their perception of what you're doing, they can't see how it values them yet. It's not that you're not valuable. And I think that's the biggest thing is you got to go through life where we don't take things personally. If they don't work out, if somebody decides to go a different direction, whatever, let them go. Believe me, you will make more of a fool out of yourself trying to keep them, and you will sound more indecisive by playing the game. You really got to put yourself in a position where it doesn't fucking matter, and you got to live that. And it's one of the hardest things, because when people do turn their backs on you, or they do walk away, or you thought they were your friends and they were really talking shit behind your back, it's hurtful. I mean, I think anybody would be hurt by that. But the problem is, it's never going to stop, and it's been like this way before. Value is what you make it. Value is what you build, and value is what you sell it for. And it doesn't have to be monetary. It could be your likeness, your personality, your level of investment, whatever. Take that to heart, because I think at the end of the day, that's going to keep you from the bigger picture. That's going to keep you from getting to where you want to be. And where you want to be is a place where you can take care of your family, your friends, and your life. And when you're in a position of scarcity, or being broke all the time, or making poor decisions, life is repetitive for those. It used to be repetitive for me until I changed my ways. I had to make some changes, and things change. And that's why Jim Rohn says, I can guarantee you, if you change, things will change. If you don't change, nothing will change. But that's my first motivation lecture of the night. What I do want to talk about real quick is Grand Rapids. So tomorrow morning at 12 is actually, out of all the 15 states that I've visited this year, tomorrow will be the latest flight leaving out. I'm usually leaving around 6 a.m. in the morning, waking up at 4, getting to the airport around 5. But tomorrow I leave for Grand Rapids for Necann. And guess what? Fast Buds 420 is set up at my booth. So our booth has a couple of options where we have our sponsors that are for the year that help, do everything. And then what we have is called drop-in sponsorship, where a company can bring their banners, bring their setup, and set up at our booth, which saves them the cost of having to rent a booth, and they can set up with us. So if you come by my booth this weekend, you're going to get free Fast Bud seeds all weekend. So that's pretty fucking cool. And since we're in the mood of talking about everything, I don't know if you guys saw my video, but check this out. This whole room is being filled with boxes. Like, I don't think you understand. We have close to $1,200 per category winner. So that's $1,200 times 5 for each winner. Well, it's not times 5. It's 1,200, 1,200, 1,200, 1,200 of prizes. So if you have not entered my BBQ Smokin Smokeout as a competitor, dude, some of these people, there's categories like smoked chicken and pork, but no, smoked chicken and vegan, and they only had 2 people in them. That's a 50-50 split. You might want to go in there and stir that up. Also equals for an easy win. But in here, first of all, we want to thank King Palm. This entire box, which I'm going to try to pull up. Let me see if I can move this down. All right, maybe that'll be better. Let's see here. If I cut off my head. No, I didn't cut off my head. All right, here we go. All right, so. And like I said, the boxes just keep on coming. So in this box right here, inside this box, each swag bag gets a 25 pack of the mini lemon kiwi squeezes. All right. So these are King Palm's palm leaves. They got a corn husk tip. They are slow burning. And if you like that cigar kind of cigarello, this is going to be your answer. Each swag bag gets 1 pack of those. Followed by that. In here, what do we got? We got silicone tips for everybody. 1 of those for everybody. We also got 100 bumper stickers, which y'all can rock out, put in your tent, put wherever. From King Palm right there. And King Palm has been awesome. If you notice that our podcast area is full of King Palm products, they keep us stocked with whatever we need for the show and whatever we're doing. And then here we have their metal grinder cards, which I keep one in my wallet for when I forget my grinder. Followed by that, everybody is getting a limited edition King Palm electric light, windproof lighter. And that's it for this box. We do have a lot more from King Palm coming. This is just box number 1. So that just already shows you right there in the swag bag what you can expect. And now let me show you what Fast Buds is doing. So me, Free 8 Grows, or Free 8 and Kevin from Fast Buds are all going to be together because obviously they're going to be at my booth, like I said, but we're doing dinner. We're doing an after hours podcast in the hotel room. So a lot of cool things. We're doing a shit ton of dabs in the hotel room, but check this out. So if you got the swag bag, every swag bag comes with Fast Buds 420 seeds, right? Every bag comes with tons of rolling papers. Every bag also comes with more stuff. We got more seeds over here. Now for the winners, we got exclusive stuff like pins. And like I said, this is box 1 out of 3. We got their finest bamboo rolling trays. These things are nice collector items and they're really, really awesome. We also got everybody's gonna joint tube. I'm always looking for a place to put my joint tubes or my joints in. We also got the limited edition smoke weed pin for our contestants. We got seeds for our contestants because see, each contestant's getting seeds. They're also getting a whole bunch of stuff by King Palm. So that's just this box alone. Then, if you saw during, I'm not going to reopen this because they're going to be reopened for the table when we have everything laid out. But I have 5 of these boxes, and each one contains a bong. So each bong is from Natural Mystics. Not only does the bong come with the bong, but it comes with the rolling tray, lighter, and rolling papers inside of here. And they're all the same, except for 2 are beaker styles and 2 are the straight styles, but they're awesome. And Natural Mystics, if you haven't been here in Fredericksburg, is a staple in the area. So they've been around since 2011, I believe. And they are, 2001. Yeah, because they're 22 years old now. So very cool. And I want to thank Brian and Matt from Natural Mystics for really offering to do this and wanting to be a part of the community. This is really cool of them. So if you have not got your, this is one of the swag bags, this is what they look like, which are pretty cool. They're a little bit smaller than I thought online, but it's okay because Grow Bags is throwing some grow bags at us. So you'll have tons of stuff to put it in, but they're really cool. And they have the logo on it. Plus you're going to get the t-shirt with it. So it is going to be really cool. Each swag bag is going to be really, really awesome. And I'm really excited about this because it's one thing to just have stuff for the winners. It's another thing to get you guys all, to get you guys all set up for the event. So not only can you be swagged out, but you got your t-shirt on, you got your jersey on if you ordered one, and everybody gets something. Plus 420 pounds of free food. I mean, you don't even have to spend money that day and just eat for free, hang out. But it is really, really cool. Now I want to talk and jump ships. Actually, before I do, let's go through the vendors real quick. I'm sure you guys want to see who's there. And now that we have the full vendor lineup, let's show it to you. So, bam. All right. So this, for the people that don't know, is Homegrown. So first here is parking. Now, parking can get limited. We are expecting about 150 to 300 people at this event. So that's a lot of cars. So the biggest thing is right here is street parking. This is the actual venue right here. There will be reserved parking for the speakers, and this is for food trucks. So no parking right in front of the building, but anywhere in red, you're able to park. I would suggest coming early and getting VIP. However, there's X amount of VIP bags allowed to be ordered online. The rest will be saved for the day of the event. So those that did not know you could pre-order have an opportunity to get those in store as well. And then we'll be raffling one or two of them off throughout the day. Also, we have overflow parking. This is the Parker Field Recycling Annex Center and Diamond right here. You can park all through here, and they won't tell you. This is where they usually park. And then right here, we also have the Fortitude Contracting parking lot. And you just walk down, and that's usually I'll park here or I'll park here. I usually always get there early, so I get good parking. Let's go over the vendors real quick. So in the back, we got the DC Gatsby, which is soil. We got the Hyena Club, Farmer Joe, which is tissue culture, Seeds of Kesmet, Your Genetics, The Happy Place, Walton Select. We have Glass Flow Art, which is glass bowls, bongs, accessories. There'll probably be blowing glass there as well. We got Wonderkind. If you guys don't know what Wonderkind are, it's a great company that's pretty supportive of us, and they make these gummies. They got indica, hybrids, and sativas, and they're awesome. And they will be there. So if you want to buy gummies or get more knowledge, Paul is one of their representatives, so you can talk to him at the event. We got Grow Depot that'll be there. GI Genetics. We have the main Madman Plant booth. We have the Pink Sloth, the DJ booth, Jackie's Sweet Treats. Now, this is also the food station, so this is where you're going to come and get all your food that's free throughout the day. This is where all the judging and speakers and podcasts will take place at my booth. Right here is the competition area, hidden away from the judges. We don't want them to see. It's all a secret. There's nobody's paying to win. This is all based on flavor and authenticity. Right here, we got Traveling Choi. We got Can of Soap, UGC. We got Half Skull Cannabis, Green Thumb Consulting, Superflow Strains. We got Dewey's Farm, Mythic Woodworks, Cherry Stoner. And then here we got the Sabrina Hack Real Estate Group, which is GI's wife. We got Dream Builders, which is a deck and building company. We got BLN, which is Business Leaders Network. We got the guest speaker table. So if you want to talk to the guest speakers, we got Photon Farms, and we got Black Horse Tattoo. And there will be free, well, it's not free, you got to pay for it, but tattooing going on throughout that day. Now, how the tattooing works is Emiliano is a good friend of mine. He is bringing him and a couple other artists down. All the money that gets raised from tattooing is donated to charity that day. There will be preset tattoos, something that you can pick from off the table that are small, mainly so he can be tattooing people throughout the day, and one tattoo doesn't take the entire day. Also, if you want to get something more custom by him, he is a professional, 30 years experience portrait tattoo artist. So if you're looking for realism or something like a picture of your daughter or your dog or anything like that, he does 100% realistic, and his work is amazing. He's already done 2 of my tattoos, and if you were to look at my arm on this tattoo, if you put the logo side by side from the computer version to this, it's identical. Lines are clean, the correct thicknesses and the blacks, everything. So really awesome guy and a great friend of mine. We'll also, not this weekend because we're at Grand Rapids, Michigan, but next weekend we're at the Heritage Tattoo Convention in Salem, Virginia, and that's a 3-day event. And we're going to be talking about suicide, tattooing, and then ultimately cannabis. And that's going to be a very, very fun event. And it's going to be really good because we're able to really go ahead and break the stigma in different areas. It doesn't always have to around cannabis. It doesn't always have to be a cannabis event. You know, Madman Plant has the ability and the superpower, I would say, to interact with tons of different environments, tons of different genres of people and places. So I want to show now where I'm going to be this weekend. That's right. We are going to be at Necann. And if for those that don't know, Necann is the Northeast Canna Convention, and they are blowing up like wildfire. One of their biggest events is Boston each year, which they originated from and has spread out. We were just in New Jersey last week, and last weekend was amazing. We had so much fun, really ripping and running with people. The booth was going crazy. We handed out seeds and King Palm packs and everything. But this is a show. So we'll also be tied in with Jim Belushi here this weekend too, because I'm shooting the official recap video, and I'm going to be shooting him talking. And I've met him before and had a great conversation with him. So more coming at you this way. But so this is the event. If you've never been here, this is going to show you the professional world of cannabis. If you've ever been interested in cannabis outside of growing in your tent, being in your basement or whatever, this is the place where you get to see companies, brands, equipment companies, people that don't even have anything to do with cannabis, that have things to do with cannabis, that are entering the cannabis community in some level of form. So as you can see, here's the booth. We are right here, the Madman Plant Roadshow, which is booth 328. The entrance is over in this direction, and you'll come and you'll sit down with us, and we will have some fun. It is going to be an awesome event, and it's just so great to be there. We're right across. Wait. Oh, okay. Pre-roller moved. Pre-roller was right there. Pre-roller is going to be there. They have that awesome pre-roller machine. And you can see, let's see here, anything that really sticks out. Let's see. And as you can see, Colorado Seed Company. There you go. We got High Standards Cannabis, Great Lakes Hemp, iHemp Michigan, Grand Rapids, Canna Brands, Solar. See like that right there. Solar Company. Bam. You know, like I said, it has everything to do with cannabis, and then it doesn't. Yep, they're a security company. They are the ones that put the alarms on the back of the doors. So if you ever see that door that says alarm will sound, you know, emergency exit, they're the guys that do that. And they work with dispensaries. Let's see here. Robotics company. That's kind of cool. Brother Nature, Sun Provisions. Well, let me zoom out so we can see everybody's name. SoFem. Okay, there you go. SoFem Genetics. That's awesome. Bovida. Horizon Hydroponics. That sounds like a grow shop. Oh, Cannabis Golfers Association. That's pretty fucking cool. Look at them all smoking the joints right there. Huh. Grasshopper Farms, Redemption. So yeah, it's going to be a very good entrance. This is how you get in. Bathrooms, all that. And then this is the speaking area, but it's going to be a great event, and I'm really excited about it. I love being on tour and traveling. I think that's when I feel like the most alive and really getting out there and meeting people. What's up, Grownomics? We're going to be visiting you in Arizona in February, and you're coming down here in less than 3 weeks. That's right. Grownomics and Green Year both are flying out here, and they will be here October 7th. So if we look at October 7th, that is one, considering we're counting next week as one, two, not even 2 weeks, or a little bit more than 2 weeks away. and you are right here, dude. It is going to be fucking cool as shit. And what's really cool is you guys paid for all this. You guys paid for Gronomics and Green Year's tickets, raising money. So far, we have $991 for charity right now. That's the total that we're at. And I'm about to make a post later today. $991, which means during my event, if we got over $2,000, I might cry. I mean, that would be fucking awesome. And they're going to be right there to collect the cash. So it is just going to be really, really cool. So I'm just really looking forward to this. It looks like Gronomics is famous. I think Gronomics is more famous than I am. He's like, no, I'm just kidding. I'm really excited though, because what's really cool about me and Gronomics is I met Gronomics earlier this year in Arizona, and I did my podcast. And out of all the people, Gronomics sat and listened to every one of my podcasts. And since we've been really good friends. And he helps me run my live. Although CC is my second right hand woman. See, I got a right hand man and a right hand woman. So I got both of them helping me out. But Gronomics is just a really good guy with a great story. And if you want to know his story or learn more about him, you can actually go to my YouTube, or actually, no, it's on our website, and watch his story. And from a very early age to now, it's been an incredible journey for him. So really glad to have as your friend, dude, and glad to be staying with me. Plus, not only that, but Master Yoda is driving down for Connecticut, and I stayed with Master Yoda in Connecticut last year because when we were filming for Easy Trim Harvesting, I had to shoot a video with him in Connecticut for their website, and we spent, I think, 4 days together and had a blast. And I forget that one place that he he brought me to. Was it Churches? No, I don't forget what it is. Some burger place that when you go to Connecticut, you got to have this one burger place, because apparently if you don't go there, you haven't had the true experience. And now I got to figure out something like that. Be like, yeah, if you don't smoke out the White House or outside the White House gate, you've never really been to D.C. I'm just kidding. Let's see here. Canifest in Eureka, California. Eureka was dope as hell. In October, well, Blazing 420, we are going to the Madman Plant BBQ Smokin Smokeout, hosted by me, Madman Plant, and GI Genetics. And this is an event that if you were close to me, you should have come to, because October 12th, we're throwing down Virginia style with barbecue, because, you know, Virginia barbecue, you always can't go wrong. But no, it's an awesome event. And the event is for breast cancer. We're raising money for the Pink Ribbon Boutique. And we're also raising awareness for the Purple Runway, pink and purple. You gotta love it. And look at my wall behind me. Purple. But no, where's your ticket? So the event is free. If you are in the Virginia area and can attend Richmond, Virginia, October 12th, you could sign up for the VIP swag, which is donation only. But if you want to attend, you just attend for free. Next year, we'll worry about costs and monies and all that when I have it at a big, big venue. But I would love for you guys to come. And all you got to do is just go to madmanplant.com. Go all the way to the bottom of the page, and it is right there with all the information. Oh, we're going to have a great time. Plus, part of this is going to be live, so you'll be able to see some of it throughout the day as well, especially my speech, because I have a very, very special portion of the event. Cherry Stoner, probably one of my most in-depth conversations and most gripping conversations, has been commissioned by me to paint a picture of how I truly feel on the inside. And this represents time. It represents relationships. it represents the feeling and failures of not progression, not moving forward. And during the event, right before the judges competition, I have a speech that I will be giving about this. Now, here is the crazy thing. I have not seen the painting. So far, there's already been 13 hours of work put into it. There's expected to be about 40 hours of work with high, fine detail. But I specifically requested not to know what the painting looks like. The reason being is I don't want any expectation. Um, this is my ability and way of sharing my emotions with Cherry Stoner, just like she did mine. So to be fair to her and to fair to myself, I don't want to know what it looks like because see, here's the thing. At the end of the day, it has nothing to do with the painting or what it looks like. Even though I have a plan on getting it tattooed on my body and hanging it in a place in my house where I can see it all the time and promote it a lot through my story and journey, but it's about the connection of sharing emotion. And since Cherry obviously does not have a podcast, she does have art and she's a fantastic artist. So, with me being vulnerable, this painting will also represent how I feel. And I get to share that vulnerability with you guys. Honey is right over, she's over by the staircase right over there. She's always near me. Honey, okay, maybe she's upstairs eating or on the back deck barking with other dog. I don't know. But she's around here somewhere. But what I'm saying is it's really cool because this picture will be on display the whole day, but it'll have a little sheet over it. Now, Cherry Stoner has a picture of a box and she describes it as her depression and how the box is wet. And as she drags it across the concrete, it leaves stains of her depression everywhere that are noticeable. And our paintings are going to be side by side on easels. And when I pull mine up, it'll be right next to her original painting, which describes how she feels on the inside. So if this event doesn't get more powerful enough, I think this is going to really take the cake. And I'm really excited about this too, because one, I've never paid for a painting to be painted before. And two, not only that, but there are a lot of details and things that go into this. And what's really cool is so Lacey has seen the painting, but I haven't. Lacey has not heard the speech about it, so she doesn't know what the painting represents or even what it's about. But what's cool is during the proof that Lacey got to see, so she could see like the progression of it, she was able to articulate to me in simple detail the essence of the photo, which just proves I chose the right artist who can really get my message across. So, like I said, it is all about emotion and expression and power and feeling, which makes this real. It's not fabricated, it's not fake, it's not just for internal purposes or gains. This is a true ability to really connect on a deeper level with people in a 5-hour span, ranging from breast cancer to domestic abuse to suicide awareness. And as somebody that's almost taken his own life and died in a car accident, I can tell you that there's definitely an emotion tied with death. And you want to be on the right side of it when it's your time to go. And unfortunately, none of us know that when that is. I plan to live to 105. See, my grandfather's turning 104 this year. So if he can make it that long, I can make it that long. And he has no oxygen tanks or no nothing. He still does everything himself. He's a little bit off balance now. But other than that, cognitively speaking to him about in-depth conversations and real life, 100% still there, sharp as a rock. Sometimes he'll need you to repeat it a couple times, but that's my goal. So it's all about longevity. It's all about relationships, event building, and really empowering others. And that is an amazing concept. So pretty much. If anybody has any questions, I'm going to light this joint real quick. I am only doing a live for an hour tonight, so I will be off at 7 o'clock, mainly because I fly out tomorrow. I have to break down the studio and some of the equipment and get everything packed, and I just want an easy night. But let's talk. What do you guys got? What do you guys got going on in your lives? It's going to be awesome. Also, I don't know if anybody saw, but I'm starting autopots. So I have autopots for all my tents now. So, and shout out to Autopots for hooking me up, by the way. It was really nice of you guys. But they're a great company, and I'm actually really excited about this because since I'm gone all the time, I now have an ability to water my plants. So if Paul can't help me out, oh well. But Paul's going to be here this weekend, so. That's right, Gronomics. Why don't you get in the conversation? You working right now? What are you doing right there? Sometimes these work, sometimes they don't. Is this thing clogged? Nope. No, just dropped my joint. God damn it. Bam, bam, bam. Also, this weekend, during my lives with Fastbuzz 420, we're gonna do a couple of giveaways. So Friday night, I think, is when we're gonna get together, or Thursday night, tomorrow night. So been doing that. Oh, dude, the Herbs Now machine. Okay, very cool. Scott actually just ordered one of our Madman Plant t-shirts on our websites the other day, and I'm actually going to get him on the podcast. So that is awesome. He's a very nice guy, and he was a big supporter of us. Actually reached out to us yesterday and was like, hey, man, he's like, I need to get one of your shirts. He's like, I love what you do. So he's coming on. We're going to get him scheduled. So yeah, very nice guy. That's the thing too, is here's the thing. We need to get away from the stereotypical side of choosing sides when it comes to brands. All right. These are just companies out there doing their thing. Whether you use the Herbs Now dryer or a Canatrol or whatever, it doesn't matter. What matters is you're part of this community. You're growing your fucking weed. You're taking care of your own medicine, and you're fucking ruling the garden. So whether you do a grow bag, whether you do hang dry the method, jars, dude, it doesn't matter. And it's gonna annoys the fuck out of me when people like try to choose sides. It's like this isn't competition. This is just everybody doing them. And I feel like the sooner we realize that, the better off we'll all be. If you're wondering what I'm smoking on my Creature Panic by Soulfire Genetics. It is amazing. So, oh. What I really like about my Creature Panic is the fact that when you blow out and even when you inhale, you can just get a full like mouthful of terpenes. Oh, look, Umbrella Trellis. He is sending me out a couple of his units to try out in my next grow. If you haven't seen what he's up to, it's pretty creative. It combines 3D printing and a whole bunch of other parts. And what's cool is, correct me if I'm wrong, Umbrella, but you can actually cut the plant, turn it upside down, still in the device, right? You don't have to take it out of the device for harvesting. Because that's one of the things that I was looking forward towards, is being able to cut the stem and just pull in the plant and the trellis out of it. Because one thing I hate is having to either cut through all the trellis, or you have to, what do you call it? If you have fabric, if you're going to use a trellis net and you don't pick up one of Umbrella Trellis's awesome devices, don't go with cotton or fiber trellis. It'll get stuck in your bud hairs and it's disgusting. I only use PVC or like the plastic type. But I'm really excited about your device because one, it's a perfect device to, to bring up and take down. But unlike a traditional trellis net, you can reuse it over and over again. And it's just like opening an umbrella, correct? So, hence in the name. So I'm really excited about this. And thank you very much, by the way. You've been using bamboo. Now, do you tie your limbs to the bamboo and kind of do like a wide pattern where you kind of like spread everything out all the way around? Or are you doing it for support and then kind of training them? Yeah, because bamboo is cool. I've used bamboo a couple times before. And that's the thing, too. If you don't, and that's why it's important to figure out in the early stages what you're going to do with your plant. Because the problem with the plants are they'll get to a point where they just get elongated and they're long. And when all that bud weight comes on it, it really just falls over. And you're not careful, you can have buds touching the floor. Some support. Yep, that's what I figured it was for support. Yeah, and another benefit of the trellis is that it has no give and it has hold on. Yes, and another benefit of the trellis, it has no give. It stays dirty so that you could it stays dirty so that you could train your plants without the product being manipulated. Hey, I was like, wait a minute, it stays dirty. What? Yeah, it stays sturdy. So you don't have to train your plant without the product being. Yep, that is pretty cool. And you've actually, umbrellas have done several variations. I remember when you came out, I think it was a year ago or 2 years ago, and it was a white device and it looked a lot different. It really impressed me when I stumbled upon the device again. I think somebody was using it, and just the transformation and how it's looked from like the first generation to now. So, you know, Umbrellas Trellis is not only just creating an awesome product that you can utilize for your garden, but he's also evolutionized it a lot as well. Yeah, less playing with the weed. Yeah, the only time I really go into messing my plants is when I either manipulate, defoliate. Other than that, I think I just like to leave it alone. Plants want to be left alone. If you go in there and you're doing too much, it's not a great thing. Yep, those were prototypes. Yeah, dude, that was fucking awesome. Really proud of you, man. Keep up that good work and that hustle. It's gonna pay off in the long run. Soon you're gonna have those in stores all across the world and everything. So fucking A. And Shane, yep, the less you play with them, the better they get. Actually, here, check this out. I'll go pull one of my autos and you can go show Cece up here for a second. Hold on. All right. Doesn't look like the biggest plant in the world, but let's look at the colas real quick. Oops. Yeah. Brown. Look at that shit. Pull it out there so y'all can see. Look how nice and dense that is. Hold on, pull this off real quick. Bam. As you can see, the lighter size to the bud. As you can see, the lighter size to the bud, how thick these colas are. It's a small plant, but just look at that shit. Fucking rock solid too. I'm really excited about that. Yeah, for those that didn't see the harvest come down, our last harvest off the 4x8 was 3.89 pounds, which I'm really fucking excited about because I already have a perpetual grow growing, and these are going to be another 3 pounders, almost 4 pounds, dude. I mean, that was insane. 3.89. Um, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't hold on. The problems with and without the mask. The thing is, you don't need big plants. I did that in the 3-gallon pots. Heavy manipulation, doing scrogging techniques, and really just bending everything over, doing a little bit longer than usual veg period. I wouldn't say that long. I think we veg for 5 weeks and then flip the flower. But like I said, and these were from clones. So it's not like it was from seed. Oh, actually, no, that's wrong. These were all from seed. They're all sulfires. I don't have any sulfire clones. So with that being said, 5 weeks of veg from clone straight in the flower and then just constantly manipulating it did amazing. So I'm really excited about that. And this is actually my biggest grow per tent. Now I've grown tons and tons of weed before, tons, and I probably maybe over the last 4 years, maybe 50 pounds or more. It's been a lot of weed, a lot of weed. But, I really love what I do, and I love the plants, and believe me, I love the benefits. But that's what I'm saying. Like, people are like, oh, you need big pots to get big plants. No, you don't. Like, that auto, that was in a 3-gallon pot. Now, it's not the biggest auto in the world as far as like plant size, but look at those fucking colas. You know what I mean? So that's another thing too, is the trade-off, where it may not be a huge plant, but you could get huge buds. And it's mainly just being on top of it. I had some mix-ups and some hiccups on this run too, where I forgot to water and the plants almost died. And then I had to go from Scientetics to Athena because I ran out of Scientetics. And then I went back to Scientetics through, this one didn't have thrips. My other tent did. And I had to battle that. So, there's pros and cons, but the biggest thing too is just trying to get better. And I definitely did on this round. I mean, I just could not believe how much I did off of that. And it's just cool because, it's just doing what you love to do and reaping the rewards and make awesome meds. You can always tell the time invested. You can. And it's also not just the time, but are you investing in your garden? Are you investing in yourself? Even more importantly, we take these times to be great growers, but the whole philosophy of my program is, how can you grow a beautiful garden if you can't grow a beautiful human? And that's pretty much what it comes down to. So, it's great to grow great plants, but are you doing the same thing that your plants are, which is standing the test of time and growing? And a lot of us, I think, without being disrespectful, sometimes we focus more on our plants or the things that give us more instant gratification. And I would encourage you guys, especially with the new year coming up, to really focus on investment. What does that mean? And it doesn't always mean cash value and somebody's profiting. What it means is, whatever you're doing with a higher level of purpose or thought. You know, whatever you try, you're giving it your all. You're not just giving up because nobody's looking. You know, I think one of the biggest things for me in my business and becoming successful was doing it for me and truly meaning that, you know, like when I go to a job site with a client and I'm either filming for a TV commercial or we're filming for social media or whatever it might be, you know, I always ask myself, right, when I go off the job site, did I do the best shots? Is the client going to be happy? Did I really give my all? Is there anything that I could have left on the table that I should be picking up? You know, and when you come from that place, everything like we talked about in the beginning of the show, everything has more of an energy, more of an emotion, more of a purpose. But when you're doing it for shits and giggles and you have no real value, it's all bullshit. It doesn't mean anything. It's just like gold and money. You know, there has to be a certain amount of gold and a certain amount of printed money to keep the checks and balances to make money worth what it is, right? If they just kept printing money and giving everybody $100 bills, the $100 bill would lose its purpose. So that's another thing too, is you also need to maintain value. And the best way to maintain value is to provide investment and making things better and more interactive, more fun, more flashy, more things. So when people come back to your platform or your brand or what you go on, like just like Umbrella Trellis here and even Root Nerds, right? You see the evolution, you see where they started from, and then you see them build, get knocked down, get back up, build, get a little bit of influence, drop, go, keep going. Something tragic happens. They get back up. They keep going. The main difference between those who make it and don't make it in life, and there's one main difference, is persistence. The person that usually winds up making it is the persistent one. Even Adam Sandler's, I heard this on an interview with Adam Sandler the other day. His dad is like my dad, which is like my dad loves me. I have a great relationship with my father, but he also doesn't believe in my lifestyle and thinks that a 9 to 5 and working for the man is the safer route. And he's told me many times throughout my career, you know, it's hard with doing what I'm doing. And maybe, you know, when times had gone tough, maybe I should have gotten a real job. But here's the thing, my sister has that real job. She went to college. My sister did all the right things, right? She lost her job last year at 6 months pregnant, right? So the guarantee of life, there is no guarantee. There's no guarantee of anything. The ability to see something as value and then to chase it is priceless. And when you believe in yourself or something that much, anything is possible. It says, my biggest holdback can simply be yourself sometimes. So investment and value with time are important. I cry about it and maybe even rage, laugh out loud, but I never give up. Deep healing for years. Yep. Well, I think that's true. And what we talk about, and I've talked about too, is the indomitable spirit, the spirit that allows you to stand against. You know, when I first started Madman Plant, I was like an overnight sensation. You know, like I had a lot of influence and a lot of people who came out of the woodwork. But that usually happens with any arena. It happens with products all the time. As time goes on, what you experience, just like in any friendship or thing, is attitudes and positions change. And as you're doing things to take yourself to that next level, take yourself to the next level, people will become bitter. They'll either become angry or they'll become jealous. And you got to realize when people start leaving and like avoiding you or dipping from you or not engaging with you or only coming around during certain times, none of them are really your friends and none of them really matter. Most people are here to see what happens and to see if it'll benefit them in some way. Like if I hang around this person enough, if they're doing good, I'll start to do good. Well, just being friends with somebody simply doesn't make you better. And just like Warren Buffett said, friends don't give each other millions. You got to earn that. You know what I mean? Friendship is friendship, but it's not the next level for you to skip the work and to accept the payday. And that's what I see a lot in this community. I see a lot of people who are in it for the wrong reasons. And if you do anything with intention to get something in return, you have already lost. Doesn't matter what you do, because the idea, just like with this event, right? Like, yes, my name's on it. Yes, it's my event. I'm the one that put it together. I'm the one that's done the majority of the work trying to get everything together, and all that. But it's not my event. This is the community's event because it's not for me. This is to raise money and awareness to somebody else that I have nothing to do with. The likelihood of me getting breast cancer, I'm sure, is fewer than a lot of women out there, right? Now, it can definitely happen to men. It can happen to anybody, but it has nothing to do with me. So do I say, well, that has nothing to do with me. I'm not interested in doing that. No, I'm going to do something that has nothing to do with me because I know it benefits others. And by benefiting others, people will then see the value of what I'm trying to do, which is benefit others. Madman Plant tries to help other people out. So that's what I'm getting known for. It's not for being this great grower. It's not for, hanging out with the coolest people and only having top people on my podcast. It's to build something that's real and authentic. The problem is it's not going to be appreciated by all. Most people want to be lied to. Most people want some type of glimmer of hope that they'll be able to do something great. And I will tell you that if you want to do something great, you already have the power. You just got to go do something great. And my entire life, I've always wanted to do something that was bigger than me. Like, where, yes, I'm the main, person attached to the project, but it was bigger than I am. It was more money than I could, that I could raise. It was more opportunities, more ways to break stigmas, really kind of be the divider and breaker of, the norms that we see. And by being and doing that, I've gained way more power and influence and acceptance and appreciation and acknowledgement than when I was just growing cannabis, trying to be this great cannabis influencer. When we make impacts on people's lives, those are impressions. Those impressions can allow somebody to do things that they never thought were possible. Go out there and be inspired and inspire others. It is so simple. When I talk about this $2,000, I actually get a high, like goosebumps and like a euphoric feeling because I've never done something like this before. Never even had my own event before, but I'm doing it now and I'm doing it with effort. At my very first event, I could raise $2,000. That's more than some of the charities and local businesses have raised this year in their own business. And this is a bunch of stoners. I've also been in a position where I've been heavily ridiculed my whole life for smoking since I was 21 years old. And I have a huge heart on to break that stigma because most of what people said was wrong. And also, here's another thing is you have a problem with me smoking weed, but the last time I checked, I usually smoke weed by myself. So there should be no problem because you're not there, and it's just one of those things where if you come from that aspect, I guarantee you will double your investment, whatever that is. When Jeff Bezos and Shaquille O'Neal when they had their first meeting together, Jeff Bezos told Shaquille O'Neal if he wanted to double his profits, start focusing on things that change the world and human lives. Shaquille O'Neal said he took that advice and he must have quadrupled his investments over the last couple of years after that conversation. There's power, dude. There's so much fucking power. Do you want to go get yours or do you want to remain powerless? Because the difference between powerful and powerless is a very strong divide. And you do not want to be on the form where you're giving your power to somebody else. You got to maintain enough power for yourself, because what happens is you'll become in a position where you'll start to question what you do. You'll start to thinking of, oh, how do I do things to get other people to come, or how do I get more people to care? And that's the wrong attitude. Like I said, the 3 cardinal rules of success. The very first one: if you walk into environments where people don't light up when you walk through with your ideas, your energy, your personality, your essence, then you're in the wrong room. When I talk to people either about Madman Plant or Good Luck Step Productions, and we're in high level conversations, if they don't get it, if they're questioning my value, I will fire my own client and say, obviously, you don't get what I'm doing. So I think the best thing to do is terminate the relationship. Because here's the thing. And here, honey just walked in for Shane, since you were asking. Yeah, setting boundaries. But here's the other thing, too. If somebody does not like you from the beginning, no matter what you do, they'll still never like you. If you are never good enough for somebody in the beginning, you'll never be good enough in the end. The thing about love and likeness is it's in the eye of the beholder, just like value. Not everybody's going to get it. Not everybody's going to see it. The thing that you can't do is give up on you when everybody else quits or goes away, right? So even if one person showed up to my live video, I'm still doing a live on Sunday and I'm still doing a live on Wednesday. I go live 16 hours a month, twice a week for 2 hours at a time. I haven't missed, but I think 1 or 2 podcasts since February. All right. It is consistency. It is the ability to do things over and over until you get the fucking result that you want. It does not matter what happens to you. It does not matter if your whole life is falling apart during this exact conversation. What matters is what you do about it and who you become. These times where it's tough and it's difficult, these are building blocks of your future, your resilience, your determination, your ability to survive. Why are we playing small? Just don't do it, or stay the fuck home. Life is much more when you put everything you have into it, whether it's your job, whether it's your Instagram, whether it's, your friendships, or, how you spend your time. It's all about investment. And my thing is, I am removing people out of my life that don't serve me purpose. If you don't engage with me, if you don't talk to me, if you don't support me, if you don't help me, bring the awareness and the energy and mimic that, because it's such a great thing to do, then I can't be around you. I cannot support you. I cannot be with you, because what I'm trying to do, just like you should be trying to do, is do things that are more than you are, more than you're capable of right now. And when you have people in the background discrediting you, talking shit behind your back, running their mouth, questioning what you do to other people, just showing their ass, or not, applying themselves or bringing 100% to your table, it is appropriate to get rid of them. I don't care if you've been friends with that person for 10 years. In the show Boy Meets World, as they got older, no, it was Home Improvements. And Tim Allen's buddy came in out of town. Now, Tim, in the show, he has a family, he has a house, he has a business, he has his TV show, Tool Time. He has a lot going on. He's a multifaceted person. His other person, his friend that was coming to visit, still lived in the past, still single, still out there partying, still out there trying to have a good time, not taking life seriously. And when they got together throughout the TV show, there was strong contrasts of differences of how they saw life, their attitudes, their responses, everything. And when Tim Allen's character was having the heart to heart, It was acknowledged that maybe your friend of 10 years was your friend 10 years ago. And the person that you are friends with now is not your version of the friend that you used to have. Just like my friend John Spargo, who died behind the dumpster outside of a gas station of a heroin overdose by himself. I didn't know that version of John. Now, I could say that me and John have been friends for over 20 years. He's no longer with us, but that wouldn't be accurate because I wasn't friends with the heroin addict John. I wasn't friends with the addiction, the guy that robbed people, that held a knife to people, that did really morally and physically horrible things. I was friends with the kid in high school that I knew growing up with. So that's the thing, is people change. You have to understand that, and most people don't change. More don't change than change. So when you're on this level of trajectory, you have to be crystal clear. And it may cause some hurt. It may cause them being like, fuck you, dude. Like, I didn't do anything to you. But they are. They're hurting you in more ways than you know. And you have to cut the cancer. You do. Because if not, one way or another, it's going to come back on you. And if you're the life form of your energy and somebody else ruins it for you, how fucking pissed are you going to be? So, even in my own circles, it is extremely important. Just like Lacey, who's Good Luck Set Productions on here. That's my other account, our business account. You need to separate yourself, mind, body, and spirit. And that means sometimes letting people go. I wish there was an easier way to say it. I wish there was a nicer way to say it. There's not. People are either only hurting you or they're benefiting you. There is no in between. And they do that by their actions, their silences, their non-attendance, the way they speak behind your back, the things that they don't believe in that you do. All of those things are detrimental. And they may not happen in a landslide where, like, oh my God, this just fell off the table and it's fallen. It may be little by little. It may be one gummy jumping subtly out. And that's another thing too, is you don't know if those levels of what we call influence are hurting other supporters. The biggest way to kill a dream is to tell it to a small person, because a small person is going to tell you that you can't, that it's not going to be realistic, that it's not going to work. Who are they to fucking say anything? They're the ones fucking sitting on the sideline of life that can't figure it out, that are waiting for a goddamn superhero to save them. It's not happening. I used to wait all the time for somebody to save me. Never happened. I've spent more abilities and efforts saving myself and being successful than I have ever waited for somebody else. And I want to give this to your heart because as a person that has done a lot of good for the community and somebody that has really, I feel, has a very positive approach, it's disheartening to see the negative side that I experience. And it's also very frustrating to see people kind of in the daze and confusion following others who have no real purpose or drive. And it's like, if you wouldn't support your favorite singer if you knew that he was P. Diddy, right? Because everybody now thinks P. Diddy is a piece of shit. But years ago, everybody loved P. Diddy. What happened? People got to know the real version. And the real version of somebody may not be what you think it is. There's been tons of times where I've met celebrities and other people who, when they're on stage, they're light of the world. When they're off stage, it's all about me, 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 me. And that's it. And they don't really give a fuck. Figure out who you support. Just like the clothes that you wear. If you wore like Hygrazime, one of our sponsors, right, for the year, right? For instance, like if they were a shit company fucking people over, you wouldn't want to work with them, right? So why would you not do the same type of research that you do for these products and these services to your friends? Like, one thing I always learned, and this is not something that I came up with, this is something that I'm repeating, but you have a lock on your phone, you have a lock on your house, you have a lock on your windows, you have a lock on, the office door where you work, but nobody has a lock on their relationships. Who are you keeping out that shouldn't be involved? If I'm coming, like, let's say over here is Stefan, me, Madman Plant, and Stefan has a lot to offer. Well, if I come over here and I empty my plate like this, and then I go, "Hey, Stefan, what do you got for me?" I got this stuff, but instead of offering this as a way that we can collaborate, I'm going to take everything off my plate, and I just want to see what you can put on my plate. Just go ahead, just fill it. If somebody metaphorically came to you with an empty plate every time, just pointing at it, asking you to take whatever their ideas are or their successes or whatever else, how are you going to feel? I don't know if you feel pretty fucking pissed at this moment. You know, there's somebody that told me that they wanted to coattail the success of my event for their own. Well, you're not in my event. You're not even part of my event. So where would you get the audacity and the influence to think that you could use my likeness and coattail my success? You didn't ask to join to my event, to be a part of my event, to make my event better. And then if I could help you out, if you could help me out with my event, maybe I help you out with yours. But then again, this goes back to what we were talking about earlier, is asking without expectation, just doing something to do it. And that's what I don't get with people. People got their plates fucking out. They're coming to the buffet, but guess what? They ain't bringing any food with them for the BYOB. They brought themselves and what they could take from you. And you're going to sit there and allow that to happen when you know goddamn well what's going on? Maybe it's because I wear a mask. People think I'm stupid. I'm fully aware of what's going on in the community. And I think my silence and my detachment will be sound enough. Sometimes you don't always have to go, "Fuck you, dude, you're a piece of shit," and make a scene. Sometimes it could be a simple removal, a silent removal. Remember this, your silence will say much louder than what your words will. And that is something that you need to really appreciate, because if you don't, you will get nowhere in life. And I've experienced that from deadbeat people who think that you should fit into their world and you should mold and conform them. I was actually watching this girl. She's in a wheelchair. She can move her hands, but everything else below, like this level, is pretty much gone, right? She was sitting there, and she's a TEDx speaker, which amazing. And she says, when people come up and feel sorry for me because I don't have because they think I'm disabled, is actually an insult to me. Because she said, there's nothing wrong with me. She said, maybe I am in a wheelchair and maybe I can't do certain things like an average person, but I'm not broken. I'm not incomplete. And the world treats me like I need to, like, "Oh, we'll pray for you and somehow magically I'll be able to fit into a normal lifestyle," is what she was saying. And that people need to stop feeling bad for her, because she didn't even feel bad for her. What she feels is the ability that she can be somebody, that she can do something, and that most people are incorrect. And that's how I feel. The same thing. You don't have to like me. Will not ever fit into your world or your mindset of a person. I don't care. Let my actions and what I do speak louder than the mask or character that I play. Let my success of hard work and dedication to the community show what I represent. Let my efforts of everything that I'm trying to do be my ticket in. When we judge people, we lose value. Because what we do is we start to set our beliefs, our ideologies, our things that we struggle with, and be like, well, they can't do it either. And then if they do it, that's gonna fucking piss me off because I definitely couldn't have done that. And fuck them for trying. That's what it feels like. And we should not be like that. We should encourage people. And if it's not your time, it's not your time yet. That's another thing I had to learn too, is patience. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither are these ideologies. None of this success, none of this. And if it sounds like somebody is making a lot of money, start really watching them. Because unless you're making $50,000 a month and your lifestyle is dramatically changing because of your content and your influence, most people are getting a couple extra $100 a month, and then that's it. But remember this, that couple $100 comes from you. So make sure that you're investing in the right situations, because you definitely don't want to be in a position where you're giving more out of the community and you're struggling as a person. You know what I mean? It should never be about anything else than the pure joy and satisfaction of community and building. And when we can build as a community, we can get further. And if we can get further, we become more than we are. And by becoming more than we are, we can have more than we already have. And that's the key. If you want to be rich, if you want to be quote unquote fucking famous or an influencer or whatever the fuck you want to call yourself, I don't give a shit. I kind of got the label where it's like, well, what are you in the community? I'm Madman. Well, what's that? Just me, Madman. Like, to me, titles don't mean anything, because usually the person behind the title doesn't always represent that title. Be yourself, be original, be organic. Allow yourself to thrive in different communities. Look for positivity other than negativity. Always see the optimistic point of view. It's always half full. Remember, we are just one opportunity, one person, one situation, one event, 1 second away from our lives changing to a way that we would never imagine. But if you give up on yourself, if you don't do the work, if you don't show up for yourself, none of that shit's gonna happen, dude. And you can keep fucking wishing all you want, ain't nothing motherfucking coming your way. You know what I mean? Like, you got to get up and save your fucking self. Let's see here. 2 years, one mouth to speak, only after listening and watching. Yep. Why I decided to use my GI Bill at the beginning of the year, and almost done. Keeping engaged and son in the same program makes me smart. Yep. That's awesome, dude. Oh, all right. I'm gonna smoke real quick. I get on these rants. Oh, by the way, if you don't see these, Wonderkind gummies. I'm gonna take one of the hybrid gummies. These are the mango raspberry or mango haze blue raspberry, and we also got the sour diesel chili lime. Honey, where's good girls? Come in. Come in. People were asking about you. How about this? The first person on this chat, if you're in Grand Rapids or know somebody in Grand Rapids, first person to come to my table and pet Honey gets a Honey sticker and a $10 bill. Yeah. I want to see how many people rush to the table for you, because you're honestly the more important one. And tomorrow, by the end of this year, Honey will have been on almost 30 airplanes for the year. So it's been awesome. A hazy garden. Yeah, that's right. See, all people said they come first. Come here. Honey in the flesh. You want to say something in the microphone? So tell people your favorite food. What is it? What is it? Huh? What's your favorite food? Is it dog food? All right, she's not having it. See ya, honey. Thanks for coming by. Here's some Organic Shield. Use this on your garden. Have a good day. Love you. Oh, bacon. Yeah, I was I took a little nap this morning because I just like passed out because I woke up at 5 this morning to get some work done. And then Lacey comes in the room with bacon. I was like, oh, so you're trying to get me awake from my nap. Took a couple pieces, went back to bed for 30 minutes. I usually like to relax as much as I can for the trip because it does take a lot of energy and there's a lot of running around. This time, though, never been to Grand Rapids, Michigan, so I'm pretty excited about that. And I think it's going to be a really, really good time. And like I said, there's just so many things happening and going on. And I really encourage you guys to be a part of it by engaging and really just seeing. I mean, next year we have the 2025 road show going on. So we'll be traveling more stops and states. And it's going to continue for on and on. The biggest thing, the difference between sitting here in my basement and being out there is the level of impact. When you can hug people, shake their hands. I mean, I've even signed autographs before. You know, it's just a really cool environment. And to have my booth there and all the professionals that make up this cannabis industry, it's just nothing like it. And, you know, I can't thank them enough for the donations for the barbecue event. Like, this event is becoming so big that I didn't even think it would be this big. I was really thinking, you know, if I could get 100 people to the event, that would be pretty good for my first show. But like I said, I think we're expecting close to 300 people. It's just going to be amazing. My parents are even coming, and they never come to any of my events. So that's just say a lot too. But yeah, we're at 7:30. I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. I need to get packed and everything good to go. Really want to thank you guys for being on. Please go to the website. The website accepts money now. I got the processor set up. So if you want to order merch or anything, please do. If you are trying to order the jersey, I can get the jerseys here hopefully in time if you were to order it now. All the jerseys should have been ordered with everybody else last Wednesday. If you want to buy the jersey on the website, you need to message me first before you buy the jersey, because you will have to, I will have to send you a separate square request or a stripe request. Main reason being is if you order the jersey off the website, it's just going to come with the word Madman Plant on the back. If you want it customized, then you need to order it directly from me. Just want to put that out there. But other than that, guys, it has been an awesome time. I'm going to be in my Discord as I get ready to go. That's on the website as well. Stay tuned, and I'm going to be going live tomorrow as soon as I land. Tomorrow night, we should be live with Fast Buds in the hotel room with Kevin and Free Grow 8. So doing some podcasts after hours, smoking some dabs. But guys, take care, and we will see you guys.